Welcome to Utah Bankruptcy Questions and Answers. This is a video series presented by attorney Amy Butters to help people in Kaysville, Utah find answers to their questions about bankruptcy. If you need to speak with a bankruptcy lawyer in Kaysville, call Amy at 801-513-DEBT. That's 801-513-3328. In this video, we're going to talk about the creditor meeting, or as it's sometimes called, the 341 meeting. What this is a meeting that occurs, as if you watched our timeline video, you know that this occurs typically 30 days after you file. The first thing that you need to know is it is mandatory that you are there. You have to be at your creditor's meeting. This is not something where you're going to get leniency for anything but the most extreme circumstances, okay? If you're dead, they might understand. If you were just in a car wreck, that'll probably pass. I can't get off work, won't cut it. I can't find a babysitter, isn't going to cut it. You're going to know 30 days in advance that this is coming, and you're going to receive a letter in the mail, and your attorney will get a copy of this same letter, which, by the way, anything that the court sends you, your attorney always gets a copy of from the court, so they always send out two. So you're going to get this letter in the mail. It's going to tell you the date, the time, and the place that this meeting occurs, and you need to really be on your game and make sure that you have any arrangements necessary well in advance. Take the day off. Make sure you have a ride or a car or a bus ticket or whatever it is you need, okay? Make sure you have a babysitter if that's something that you need. Just think of everything you might need to think of to make sure you are at that meeting and you are there on time, because this is just not an area where they're going to be lax and give you any leniency. Now, what occurs at this meeting? This is your first opportunity where there's going to be a trustee and a judge, and there will be some other people in the room that are also filing bankruptcy. So there's really not any need to feel embarrassed or shameful about it, because we're all in the same boat at that point. Okay. The meeting, because it's the meeting of creditors, the reason it's called that is because that's their opportunity to show up and air any complaints or grievances, or make sure that their claim is represented, or they could ask for collateral back, like here in Utah. There's a furniture company that's very, very well known that happens to be one of the largest lenders in the state of Utah. And we often, as kind of a joke, call the meeting of creditors after their name. And the reason for that is because they show up faithfully to every single meeting when you have a debt with them, or when the petitioner has a debt with them. And I've seen them ask for vacuums back that were 5-6 years old. So that's the one exception to the rule. Everybody else, for the most part, generally realizes that there's very little, if any, value in older collateral, and it's just not something you should even concern yourself with. The other creditor that always will be at these 341 meetings is the IRS. If you have any kind of taxes that need to be figured out or cleaned up, obviously that's something that you'll need to talk to your lawyer about, but just know that the IRS generally will be there, and really for the most part, you're not going to see anyone else there other than the people I've named so far. And because of that, generally speaking, a meeting of creditors lasts anywhere from a couple of minutes to 15. They're just not long, and the reason is because there's really not that much to talk about. We've already put all your information in the filing, in all the paperwork. There's just not that much. The trustee might have some questions if you got properties or vehicles or things like that, and he may say, oh, well, what did you do with this or that? But most of the time, it's really just very quick and easy, and it's non-eventful. I mean, we get all worked up about it because in our minds we picture this courtroom setting like we're going to be under pressure and testifying, and that's just not how it works. You probably won't speak hardly at all, if much, because your lawyer is going to be there with you, and they'll really be able to do any of the speaking or answering of questions for you. Unless they do ask you direct questions, but like I said, don't expect anything hard or scary or anything like that. They might say, where did you work from this period to this period, or whatever. Very general, very light question. Now, if you enjoyed this video, but you feel like you still have some unanswered questions, don't worry, we've got you covered. We've actually created an entire video series that answers all the commonly asked questions about bankruptcy. Go ahead on over to our website, and there you'll be able to download our free ebook, and you'll be directed to our main website where the entire video series is located.